Hey everyone, welcome back to Travel English. I'm Yvonne, and sitting right next to me is my travel buddy Jesse. Jesse, can you believe we're actually in Miami?
I know, right? I've been looking forward to this trip for months. Miami is just different from anywhere I've ever been. The moment we landed, I could feel that warm, humid air hit me. It was like stepping into a sauna.
That's so true. The weather here is something else. But honestly, I love it. We flew in from New York, so this sunshine feels absolutely amazing after all that gray sky.
Totally agree. And the drive from Miami International Airport to South Beach. Wow. The palm trees, the Art Deco buildings, the ocean in the distance. I was glued to the window the whole ride.
Same here. Our Uber driver, by the way, was incredibly friendly. He gave us a ton of tips on local spots to check out. That's one thing I love about Miami. The people are so warm and welcoming.
So our first stop was South Beach, which is probably the most iconic part of Miami. And guys, it did not disappoint. The beach is gorgeous. White sand, crystal clear water, and just this incredible energy everywhere.
We got there early in the morning, which I highly recommend. Before the crowds arrive, you can just walk along the shoreline, feel the breeze, and soak up that peaceful atmosphere. By 10 o'clock, though, it was packed.
Right. It gets pretty crowded fast. But that's also part of the fun, isn't it? South Beach is a place to see and be seen. People are out there in their most stylish outfits, playing volleyball, rollerblading along the boardwalk.
I loved the Ocean Drive strip. All those pastel-colored Art Deco buildings lined up along the beach. It feels like you've stepped back in time to the 1930s, but with a very modern, lively crowd. We grabbed breakfast at one of the outdoor cafes there.
The cafe had the best Cuban coffee I've ever had. They call it cafecito. It's like a tiny, super strong espresso with just a little sugar. Absolute perfection first thing in the morning.
After the beach, we headed over to Little Havana, which is a neighborhood that has a very strong Cuban cultural influence. And honestly, it was my favorite part of the whole trip.
I can see why. The moment you walk into Little Havana, all your senses are engaged. You hear salsa music coming from open doorways. You smell cigars and roasting coffee, and you see vibrant murals painted on almost every wall.
We walked down Calle Ocho. That's the main street there, which means 8th Street in Spanish. There are so many little shops, restaurants, and art galleries. We stopped at a cigar shop where a man was hand-rolling cigars right in front of us. It was fascinating to watch.
And then we had lunch. Yvonne, tell her what you ordered. I could see how happy you were.
Oh my goodness, I had a Cuban sandwich, which is pressed bread with roast pork, ham, Swiss cheese, pickle.
I went for the ropa vieja, which is a traditional Cuban dish of slow-cooked shredded beef in a rich tomato sauce. In the afternoon, we made our way to the Wynwood Arts District. If you're into street art or contemporary art at all,
Wynwood Walls is the centerpiece. It's an outdoor space where internationally known artists have painted these.
What struck me was how it's transformed the whole area. What used to be a rundown warehouse district has become one of the
There are also tons of galleries, cool coffee shops, and boutique stores around there. We popped into a few galleries.
And we stumbled upon this rooftop bar with an amazing view of the Miami skyline.
Now, Miami is famous for its nightlife, and we couldn't leave without experiencing at least a little bit of it. We went to a rooftop lounge in South Beach, and the atmosphere was just electric.
Electric is the right word. Live DJ, incredible views of the ocean, people dancing. It was so much fun. Miami nightlife really does have this unique energy that's hard to describe.
I think what makes Miami so special is how diverse it is. In one day, you can go from a quiet morning walk on the beach, to exploring Cuban culture in Little Havana, to admiring cutting-edge street art in Wynwood.
It really is a city that has something for everyone. And the food scene is outstanding. Whether you want fresh seafood, Cuban cuisine, or trendy fusion restaurants. We barely scratched the surface, and we're already planning our next visit.
Before we wrap up, let's go over a few key English phrases we used today that are really useful for traveling. Jesse, do you want to kick us off?
Sure. Number 1. It did not disappoint. Use this when a place or experience was just as good as you hoped. Number 2. I was glued to the window. This means you couldn't stop looking because something was so fascinating.
Number 3. Stumbled upon. When you find something great by accident, not on purpose. Number 4. Wind down. To relax after a busy time.
Great phrases. All right, everyone. That's a wrap for today's episode of Travel English. If you enjoyed this episode about Miami, please subscribe and leave us a review. It really helps us reach more learners like you.
Thank you so much for joining us. Keep practicing your English, keep exploring the world, and we'll see you in our next episode. Bye for now.
Bye, everyone. Stay curious.